Mind control is, at its most effective, invisible both to the lower level perpetrators and to the victims. For example, an American soldier killing locals in Iraq may well have been conditioned to believe he is serving the good of his country. The victims of his bullets may also believe the soldier is acting of his own volition and is their enemy. However, the soldier is blind to the occult or hidden intent of the war in which he is enlisted, to secure for the wealthy men of his home country resources. And the victim of his attack is blind to the soldier's indoctrination or mind-controlled status. In fact, the soldier and his victim share a common enemy: the wealthy landowners and agents of the crown who financed and promoted the entire conflict. Herein lies the magic of mind control. The true perpetrator, through his exceptional grasps of psychology and human behavior, he's able to manipulate others into serving him while he remains safe and dominant. Both those who he controls and the victims of those he controls have no conscious awareness of their place in the game that he's playing as pawns. The metaphor of pawns in a chess game is one that is echoed throughout occult hidden groups like the Freemasons, whose central symbol, the chessboard, reminds adherents of the group that, with their advanced understanding of psychology and neurobiology and mentalism, they can manipulate humanity. Those powerful people who have established the mind control system on the planet Earth are not stupid. With their expert knowledge of human psychology, they have anticipated the possibility that you may one day be told about their activities. Because of this, they have taken precautionary steps via their media channels and school systems to predispose you to disregard information about their networks and belief systems as absurd and unbelievable. Lunacy, conspiracy. The sleight of hand is the keystone in occult or hidden control systems. It's the finance impasse that blocks the seeker's route. You've been taught that only a crazy person would believe the world is largely controlled by hidden forces or some sort of space lizard stuffed haphazardly into a skin suit. As citizens of the 21st century Earth, you've been led to believe that the clandestine Freemasonic groups, deep state actors, and occultists are the fantasies of wretched fools and dilapidated scoundrels. Basket of deplorables, if you will. You see, then, what magic the master psychologists have weaved. They control us, and yet we deny that they have control, or that they even exist. This is the truest definition of mind control: to be subject to the manipulation of another group, and to be unconscious of it. True power hides once a system of dominance and control reaches its goal of attaining power. It naturally seeks to prevent any flow of information that could be used to identify it, and its mind-controlled, occult, or hidden activities. For this reason, all significantly large power structures take great steps to engineer ignorance in the general population. It could be argued that as power grows, it inevitably seeks to occult, meaning hide itself. It is for this reason that the majority of citizens on this planet Earth, when hearing the word occult, will react with precisely the programmed incredulity and response that these hidden groups have encoded into mostly all of us and into the cultural kernel. We often associate the word occult with the idea of witchcraft, esoteric, magic, or simply evil. The dreams and wisps of the drug-induced mind. It's interesting to note and observe that these programmed associations and the reasons that they've been coded into us to block further exploitation or thought may have caused many of us to have, as the subjects of this mind control since birth, to have been programmed to disregard any thought process that might lead us to expose the activities of those who manipulate and control us. In the worst cases, it can actually be said that we have been educated not to think, or that we've become accustomed to it, or even worse, Stockholm. In other words, true power actively hides itself in order to defend its structures, plans, its plots, and so the occult, hidden nature of the most powerful groups who shape our reality is not an aberration of power, but instead is an inherent quality of power as it migrates to dominance. Migrates down, by the way, not up. But as above, so below, they say. At least that's what Arnold says, the Terminator. And he would know because basic human psychology is among his subroutines. And you would know that if you were a badass and like to make stupid pop culture references. So, that being said, man, eyes on the prize, brother. You're very close. That's why it's fighting you so hard. I don't need to tell you that because you already know, and I don't mean to say redundant, brother, but you've already won this. You've already won this.